everyone, it's Rebekah, and I've got a really fun, different video for you today. You usually always see my Bible, and today I'm just going to show you a little bit of my trip. I went on vacation last week, I took a break right in the middle of filming a course, and I just needed a rest, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of it. And so many of you have asked to see a little bit of my life, and so here is a bit of it. And if you want to skip past this and get to the travel supplies for Bible journaling, just head on over to 2.5 minutes. I just wanted to show you some of the beach fronts that my husband Dan and I went and visited while we were down in Cornwall. My husband grew up going on holiday in Cornwall, and it really is somewhere that has grown on me over the years, and it is really so very beautiful. It was a much needed break at a perfect time. I always say work hard and play hard, and that we did. We took plenty of time out, and I love to take some time and sit in, just enjoy Bible journaling. We went to a little seal sanctuary, and all of these animals were looked after difficult circumstances, and so they're all just very sweet and gentle, and there's some really fun little animals. So we just did lots of really nice things and enjoyed a relaxing time together and beautiful views, whether it was of the countryside or the beach. And I would love to hear from you in the comments about what your favorite way to vacation is, what you ideally love to do. One of the things we did see is that there was a bunch of stuff going on at one of the Royal Air Force bases, so we stopped and watched some of the planes and helicopters that they probably were testing or something like that, so it was fun to see some of them whizzing past. And I really think that it is important to take time out to rest and recover and, give yourself the best chance of being able to give the best of yourself to the world around you. And so that is what I endeavored to do. I think one of the great things about traveling with Bible journaling supplies is that you really just need your Bible and some color or pens or something like that, but you can really change it up. I find that every time I go on a trip, I take an assessment of what's going on with me, and I put on into that bag anything that might really get me excited, and then I put my staples in there, and you'll see that as I show you through these things. I just want to show you through this. I actually bought this little Windsor & Newton travel set while I was away, and that's a travel brush in there, which I think is adorable and actually apparently works quite well. I'm going to make myself a little color wheel of that so I can see what those colors are able to make when they get mixed up together. And these are well loved, as you can see. I take these everywhere with me, and I put a couple of my favorite colors in there. And this is my Perilous Watercolors. If you were going onto my blog, you can actually see all of the details for this. It is a booklet that I made, and you can't buy these online, but you can buy them directly from the Perilous Color website, and I have links to that on my blog if you search for Perilous Color. And I'm working on putting together a bullet journal of kind of my spiritual life. I showed a photo of this on Instagram. People loved it. This is the only thing I have in this book so far. This is gonna take me a while before I can share it really fully, but this has got some color coding here, and it's for the different sections of the Bible, and I've just put that together, and I was working on that as I go, and then literally I just tell myself it has to fit into that bag. But those little colored pencils, I actually found them sitting on a walkway as I was taking a walk, which is pretty crazy. I'm gonna have all of these products that I am showing you linked on my blog, so you can go over to my blog post. If you're on YouTube, just look in the description box just below the video, and there's always a link that says today's blog post, and then there will be a link. And this is gouache. Gouache is basically watercolor that is not transparent, and that means that you will cover whatever is beneath it. And I like to take a flesh color, which makes me be able to draw people and paint them, and then I can add in some watercolor to do other sorts of things, and I think that's quite fun. And this, of course, is my kind of wide eraser, and then my mono eraser that is really tiny. And that I think is really good. A little mechanical pencil must have if you're going to draw things out, and you know, you don't have to take a pen and expect yourself to do perfectly when you start. So I just do that, and then I always take these watercolor brushes, or water brushes. They're from Pentel, and they're fantastic because you fill up the whole area inside of the handle with water, and then it just comes out. And there are different brands that do these, and I'm not very impressed with the other brands, so I would only recommend these really. There is actually some other ones, you know, there's different tips here that I'm showing you, but I actually just recently purchased a few of the medium tip because that's my favorite, and I'm just testing out some other inks. You have to use a water-soluble ink when you're doing this or it will clog them, but I'm just testing them out with some different hand lettering and that sort of thing, just to see what kind of inks I like. So I've put them in there, and then this is another ink from Pentel that just comes already ready to go, and I am just enjoying doing a bit of lettering with these Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens. I think they're fantastic, and they come in so many colors. I just have a few of the colors, well, I have about, I think 30, but is a few in comparison to how much there really is. But this is a heavily saturated color, and it is actually a brush tip as I'm showing you there. So I think they are quite fun. And essentially I just tell myself that everything I want to take has to fit in that bag. And that way, if I've got just, you know, a peerless color or, you know, a few things that don't fit, sure, but you'll see in the end it all fits right in there. And these elegant writers, this is really cool because actually the color, once you put it down, you can reactivate it with water and it will have several colors in it. It kind of blooms to life with greens and blues and magentas, and it's really stunning. I am taking a lot of pens at the moment because I'm, you know, as I said, mentioning with, I'm working with lettering and trying different things out. So I've got some Tombow brushes there in a few colors. I'm checking out this Micron, it's a Pigma brush pen, but this does not have a brush tip, it has a felt tip, but it will give you some heavy and thin lines if you're controlling what you're doing, and it's really key. This is a really good one here. This is the Pentel Sign Touch. It's, you gotta have the sparkly canister if you want it to write nice, but you can actually start thin and then push down. It's fantastic. If you want to be better at lettering, just check that you find a pen that you like the look of. Like Tombow is kind of hard because you have to make bigger letters with them, unless of course you're using the small tip, but these are actually really big, and it means that you have to make a bigger letter with it, which is harder on your hand to get used to. So if you pick something with a tiny tip, and then just, you know, basically don't switch pens until you have mastered what you want to master with that, then you will actually get good at it, and then you go on to something else and you get good at it with that. It's just like learning your tools. So that is a tip for lettering if it's helpful to you. So I brought in some blues for my Faber-Castell Pitt pens. These are my all-time favorite. They come in blacks and they come in all sorts of things. I like them better than Microns. I like them better than just about anything, to be honest with you. They are really wonderful, and they're permanent, so you can work with them on top. These Stabilo pens are really quite fun. These ones with the same color on the handle and the tip are actually a little bit wider, and then I've got some other ones that are fine tip and they're kind of fun too. More Faber-Castell, I just grab a grey one so that I can do shadowing if I want, and then I take some different ones. I basically try and make sure that I don't run out, and there's the fine tip ones so you can see the difference. I just basically try and take a variety of things that means that I can do certain kinds of projects regardless of what I want to do. And really, it's not actually, there's no rule as to what you put in your bag. The rule is don't take your kitchen sink. So, you know, when you're traveling, you want to travel light, and so that you're actually more likely to use it because it doesn't feel like a lot of work to move it. These are my, apologies for those being off camera. These are my ones from Prismacolor, and I think they're quite good too. Really, a black pen is a black pen generally, and it really depends which one you use if you start adding layers of color. But these numbers there, the 005 is the smallest, and then they get bigger and bigger. And I like these pilot drawing pens. They're really nice. They're more of a pigment ink, and they're quite nice. So it's really, you know, a bag full of different types of pens. I've got some watercolor, different types of watercolor. I've got a couple of gouache, and you can see there more of that. And every time I go, I just put a little bit of different things in there, but this gives me flexibility. And you know, if one of my pens dries up on me while I'm gone, then I have everything. These are my favorite pens. These ones are the ones that I like more than microns. They're fantastic. And of course, like I said, all of these things will be linked over on my blog. I don't know what these scissors are called. I will see if I can find a link to these, but I've had them for years and they're really fantastic. And this right here, Uniball Signo Broad gel pen. This white gel pen is the only white gel pen that I bother owning, and it will write on top of just about anything. It even wrote on my water brush pens that you saw a little while ago. So basically, as you can see, it all fits in there. And then I just have a little flat thing there next to my Bible for Perilous color and any of that kind of stuff, my bullet journal, that sort of thing. And I can do any sort of thing, like cut, I can watercolor, I can draw, I can do hand lettering, any of that stuff works. And then I just make sure and take a few pages already prepared with page prep on my Bible, and I'm good to go. Thanks for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you would love to have in your travel bag, and let's all learn from each other in the comments.